Hi everybody, my name's Maria of MariaMindBodyHealth.com, and I want to talk to you about something serious that I suffered from for many, many years: sleep issues. There's a lot of talk about keto and sleep. Sometimes it gets way better, sometimes it gets way worse, but the key is you want to get great sleep, because the next day, I gotta tell you, if I get poor sleep because we've been at a wedding or a party up late, I am like a bottomless pit. Even though I eat keto, I still feel that the hunger hormone ghrelin is turned way up, and the leptin hormone, they're just totally off. And I hear a lot about adrenal issues and different supplements for that. I do want to say the best thing for adrenal health is good quality sleep. And now I sleep fantastic, and I want to show you some of the tips and tricks that I have learned. Number one is something called magnesium glycinate. This is not magnesium that you're going to buy at a big box store. Magnesium oxide will just give you diarrhea. Magnesium glycinate is a very calming type of magnesium. There's very many different types of magnesium. Magnesium glycinate is very calming. So you would want to take anywhere from 4 up to 800 milligrams about an hour before you go to bed. The next tip I have is something called L-tryptophan. You could use something called 5-HTP. The T in 5-HTP stands for tryptophan. That is that sleepy amino acid that comes from turkey or different animal proteins that help you to fall asleep. The awesome thing about 5-HTP or L-tryptophan is it helps with those cravings the next day. So if you take anywhere from, if you're using 5-HTP, it would be 200 to 400 milligrams. If you use L-tryptophan, you're probably going to need closer to 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams, again, about an hour before you go to bed. You might notice your dreams more when you start taking it, which is kind of fun. Now, another piece to sleep issues. If you're a woman who is waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. like, bing, I'm totally awake, that was me. That was when I was about 20 years old, suffering from PCOS. I was about 60 pounds heavier. I slept terribly. You don't need to be postmenopausal to deal with low progesterone. You could be, again, you could be postmenopausal, or you could have low progesterone from a variety of issues. That high estrogen causes low progesterone, and what helps with that are two things. I like a GLA. You could use evening primrose oil, or you could use emu oil. Evening primrose oil, if you find this, you want to do about 1,300 milligrams 3 times a day. If you eat 3 times a day, take 1 capsule with each meal. If you eat twice a day, take 2 maybe with your first meal, 1 with the second. But this is really important for balancing hormones, including the thyroid hormone, but also a natural progest cream. I like this one by Emerita because there's no additives. This is not actually progesterone. It's just from wild yam extract, but if you rub that on some area of thin skin, like your breast tissue, inner thigh, your neck, about anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 of a teaspoon, again, an hour before bedtime, you will sleep through the night. You won't have that restless sleep. It causes you to not have so much anxiety and worry about the day and stuff like that. A lot of women dealing with anxiety, it's low progesterone. If you have migraines, monthly migraines, this will be a godsend, as well as the evening primrose oil. It'll take those monthly migraines right away. If you in fact have a hard time falling asleep, it could be low melatonin. Things you want to do for that would be to block out the blue light, because a lot of blue light is going to mess with your melatonin production. Also, taking a probiotic in the early morning, or your vitamin D in the early morning, will help with melatonin production at night. It's kind of like a checks and balances. If you still have issues, you could try a topical melatonin, such as these patches, or some sort of topical melatonin. That works better sometimes if you have a damaged gut lining, that melatonin isn't well absorbed. Now, I do want to tell you where you can find all of this information. It is in my book, The 30-Day Ketogenic Cleanse. If you turn to page 55, it talks about not getting enough sleep and what actually happens to your hormones when you don't get enough sleep. The next page covers different supplements on when to take, how much, where to get them, and how that's going to help with sleep issues. So if you do want to cover more issues with sleep, this book is awesome to help with all of the timing of things and how much of each. But with that information, I hope that you get awesome sleep, so then your cravings are tame the next day, you're happier the next day, and keto on, everybody. And remember, subscribe to this YouTube channel and leave a comment below on what type of topics you'd like me to cover. This was one that someone wanted me to cover, was sleep and hormones and how to get better sleep. Leave a comment below and I will answer. I will do any videos you need.